So, welcome everyone to episode 4 of the Old and the Restless, where we talk about real estate and also seniors. So in an effort to bring an extra level of professionalism to this series, I ordered from Amazon. It's amazing, these things are only $9. But the purpose of a clapper, I think they're called, is to have sound that the video editors can synchronize the two cameras together. So that's why we are, so in any case, there you go. If you can put that in the appropriate spot.
Okay, just for Andy.
Yeah, so my name is Andy Norton, and you are?
And I am Phyllis Wetzel, and we are with Sampson Properties.
And if you want to call and complain about our humor, or about call us for real estate too, it's 703-627-1999. And we have an action-packed episode for you today.
We do.
But as you can see, so one of us is really into wine. You can guess from what you're watching which of us that would be. And then you've got somebody who is into coffee, which would be me.
Shall we have a toast?
Why not? Hang on. So, okay.
Take a sip.
Take a sip. You pulled a switch. This is this is not my latte. This is
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
Yeah, very good.
There's your coffee.
Okay, and there is your wine.
Because if you all remember correctly, last week, Andy did a wine tasting.
Yes.
So I wanted to make sure that he knew the difference between coffee and wine. And apparently he does.
Yes, he does. And for those of you who are watching, because we are live from the studios of the Northern Virginia Association of Realtors in Fairfax, they have a barista machine. So you can choose whatever kind of Starbucks drinks, and I got a vanilla latte.
You thought.
I thought. But the switch having been reversed, okay.
At any rate, based upon our episode on vineyards in Loudoun County,
Yes.
If you all recall, I talked about the commemorative Loudoun County wine, which is this bottle right here, because I went on a search looking for a bottle of that's left over, because only 3,600 bottles were made in Loudoun County, and I found some. The first vineyard I went to was called Fabbioli, and it's off of 15 North. Very nice people there. And then I ran into Zephaniah Farm Vineyard, run by the Hatch family. Bill Hatch greeted me and was just so accommodating.
You're not going to believe this.
He actually took me down to the basement to show me where the grapes are being fermented, and it was currently Merlot because this is the harvest season. And he let me actually, was it called punch down the grapes?
Basically.
Andy asked me if I took my shoes off and stomped. No, I did not.
Yeah.
It's a tool that you use to stir the grapes. So anyway, I just wanted you all to see what a commemorative bottle of Loudoun County wine looks like. And you can see it's the fall festive season, so I have the pumpkins here and the grapes and a little sweet treat. And I actually brought a knife and fork because Andy only eats with a knife and a fork. Me, I'm the country girl. I eat with my fingers.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm actually going to pull a grape and put a grape onto a plate and cut the grape in half with a knife and fork.
No.
No.
Please.
So if any of you are really interested, there was also, was it Bill Hatch?
Bill Hatch.
At Zephaniah Vineyards.
Zephaniah.
And so while you were stomping on the grapes of wrath, he did a video. And so if you want to see this video clip we're going to put this onto Phyllis's website, which is phylliswetzel.com, so that you can see her stomping on the grapes, or stirring the grapes. But,
Stirring them.
yeah, but it's a hilarious video clip. So anyway, that will be in, I think, probably tomorrow on phylliswetzel.com, and that will be worth the trip to her website to see that. It's a stitch. Okay, but that's a commemorative wine.
Okay, so we have some actually serious matters to talk about today. The first one is about wire fraud. And we received an email from our headquarters, Sampson Properties, alerting us to cautioning all of our clientele about wire fraud. Do you want to tell them about that, Andy?
Yes. So if any of you have either bought or sold real estate in the past couple of years, you will have received a wire fraud warning. And up until recently, this wire fraud has been the kind of thing where if you had gone to a Starbucks or some sort of a public open Wi-Fi, that a skilled hacker could have gotten your email address and perhaps sent you a spoofing email saying that you should be wiring money instead of to the real title company, to send it to the crook. And the title companies have suffered losses on this, as have consumers, and the FBI is all over this. This is a serious national problem. But the nature of the email that we got the other day takes this to an entire other level, where one of these crooks actually tracked down through a hack into somebody's laptop computer a name and a phone number of somebody who was purchasing real estate, and actually called them at their place of employment, no less, and spoke to them. This is the criminal with the home buyer, instructing the home buyer that there was a change in the location to which their money should be wired. And the caller ID that showed up on the phone of the recipient, the home buyer, actually, the caller ID said the name of the title company, and that was spoofed. So because the caller ID said the name of the title company, and the person reaching out falsely said they were from the title company, the buyer wired money to the crook. And this is, as far as we know, the first time that the wire fraud episodes have been escalated to that level. And so as a result of all that, if you happen to use an agent other than us, shame on you, but if you do, you will see the wire fraud warnings. And these are not just formalities. This is a problem that is affecting everyone, and not just in other parts of the country, right here in Northern Virginia as well.
But not to be overly frightened, we will send you the correct information at the time that it's necessary for the monies to be wired.
Right.
So don't get overly frightened, however, just be very, very cautious.
Yeah, and whatever you do, it's probably a good idea not to be using open Wi-Fi at a coffee shop.
That too.
That too. So an interesting, can I digress a little bit to the side on this?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
Just don't go on and on too much.
Okay, I won't. I'll try not to go on and on too much.
Or I might have to give you some more wine.
That's true. That could have the opposite effect. In any case, Sampson Properties.
So you shut up.
That too. Sampson Properties had a visit, a meeting in our office from an agent from the local FBI field office, and was talking about another interesting kind of fraud that's going on that obviously the FBI is aware of, but you as consumers need to know this is going on too. And this is primarily for properties where there is no mortgage, where the property is owned free and clear. So there was a house in Fairfax that was the second home to some people in New York. And because it was a second home, they weren't there often. And so this is roughly a year ago. The next door neighbor here in Fairfax calls the owner in New York and said, "Why didn't you tell me you were moving? I thought we were friends." And the guy in New York said, "What are you talking about?" And the neighbor said, "Well, there's a moving van in front of your house." And the guy in New York freaked out. Somebody who was impersonating the owner in New York spoke to a local realtor, produced phony ID to that realtor. The realtor listed that house for sale and procured a contract for sale on that house that the crook didn't own. And this only came to light because a neighbor called the owner, who was absentee, in New York and said, "What's going on?" So I think that the moral is, not to speak too long on this, but the moral is,
about up.
Okay, is that people need to be vigilant.
Yes.
And if real estate-wise you see something that is out of the ordinary,
Correct.
that doesn't quite add up, if you see something, say something.
And yeah, I'm sure you all have probably seen the ads on TV that are warning you against this very thing, which brings us into the segue of the next topic that is near and dear to my heart, called title insurance, the value of it. Buying the homeowner's title insurance at the time you purchase the property, I think, is one of the more valuable opportunities that you could act upon, because it does protect you against, say, a relative that would show up 50 years later
That's right.
that was not known about at the time you bought the property and claim ownership. That could affect you if you do not have the owner's title insurance. And from what I understand, you have to contact your title insurance company to verify what I'm about to tell you. My understanding is that even after closing, if you have not bought owner's title insurance and you would like to still purchase that because you've heard me tell you it's very important, you can contact your title insurance company and you may still be able to purchase it even after settlement.
Right. And they will have to do another title search if you choose to
Yes.
do that. Now,
Because what happens, for instance, with builders, builders will almost always, I would say, 99% of the time,
yes.
convey property by special warranty deed, not general warranty. General warranty deed is the, how do you say that? It's the most guaranteed warranty that you can get.
Yes.
Special warranty deed means that the builder is only giving you warranty for the period of time that he owned the land to build the house. It's even more important, in my opinion, to have owner's title insurance in that situation, because you want to have it guaranteed forever, as far back as the title company will go.
Absolutely. And there are some people watching this, and I used to feel this way myself, that if you had lender's title insurance, you didn't need to spend the extra to get owner's title insurance, because if there was a title claim, so I thought, that the owner could piggyback on the fact that the lender would be defending their interest in the title.
No, not true.
Yeah, because what a lender could do in a title claim is settle only to the extent of their interest and leave you as a homeowner totally exposed. So, as Phyllis is saying, this is really important stuff. Twice in my career, I have seen situations where the title was grossly deficient. And if the buyer had not had owner's title insurance, they would have been wiped out financially. Imagine all of the equity that you have in your homes that you've built up over a lifetime wiped out on a title claim.
And a title and a company that we use, Echo Title, we can give their name, right?
I think we can. They'll stand by this.
They have indicated to us that they run into title problems 1 in 3 cases. That's a lot.
That, I mean, I almost couldn't believe it when they said it, that here in Northern Virginia, that 1/3 of all of their title searches on property transfers have title issues. I mean, I nearly fell out of my chair. That's a lot.
That's a lot. So make sure you protect yourself. First with wire fraud alerts, and second of all, make sure you buy owner's title insurance. It's a one-time fee that you will pay at settlement, but it gives you peace of mind that you are covered for the time that you own that property.
Yeah. Now, there are some title companies on their title insurance that split it out between basic and enhanced. And so there is a savings to you as a buyer to get basic rather than enhanced. But this is not like going through the drive-through at the fast food and saying, would you like, to supersize
you want fries?
No. There are real-world protections, and you may have seen ads on TV about this, that, and again, this is mostly, but not exclusively, for people who have no mortgages. What a crook can do is just go to the county courthouse, to the clerk's office, and file with the clerk that they have title to your home. It would be a fraudulent filing, but it would be a filing nonetheless. You can be protected from this national scam by buying enhanced title insurance when you go to closing.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to send out one little shameless ad.
Oh, a shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
A shameless plug.
Has to do with my jewelry. A very good friend of mine named Patti Anderson made my jewelry. And I just love it. And she does such a fabulous job. One of the really cool things that she does, see this? I would not be able to wear this necklace because I can't handle the clasp.
Yeah.
But she puts magnets on it so that this is how you put it on. It makes it so easy.
And interestingly, for those of you in Lansdowne Woods, which is most everyone watching this, Patti is a Lansdowne Woods resident. She lives in Blue Ridge.
She lives in Blue Ridge, but she has a shop where she has her jewelry in a gift shop downtown. It's called King Street Experience. It's at 107 North King Street in Leesburg, Virginia. Thank you, Patti, for my jewelry.
Okay. And in keeping with the title of this, The Old and the Restless, Patti, very talented as you can see with jewelry, is a federal retiree, and working with jewelry, which is her passion, is what she does in retirement. So in keeping with...
You're never too old to dream
there
and
you
to
go.
Follow through.
That's right. So another shameless plug is that this will be the very first video where you'll be able to click underneath the video a link so that you can see our latest newsletter, and that will be available on a PDF. So when you see this on YouTube, be sure to look underneath it for the link for our latest newsletter.
And be sure to subscribe.
Oh yeah, and hit the like button.
Hit the like button and subscribe.
Yeah, so we are learning as we're going through this. YouTube has what they call an algorithm. And if you fans from Lansdowne Woods and other seniors from all around the world who are watching this, be sure to hit the subscribe and the like button.
The like button.
And the like button. Okay.
For The Old and the Restless.
Yeah. But we are not done because our moderator has other topics.
The last topic is probably my least favorite because it has to do with the government shutdown. Poo-poo on them. Oh my gosh. Andy's going to explain how that affects financing these days.
Okay, so this is being recorded on day 2 of the government shutdown. But if you, like us, think this is not going to be resolved anytime soon.
And shame on them.
Well, yeah. So
I need a grape.
I think we need something more than a grape for the government shutdown. But in any case, the government is involved either directly or indirectly in almost all mortgages in the United States. And as of 6 o'clock last night on day one of the shutdown, VA mortgages, and the Veterans Administration insures mortgages for veterans. If that VA loan is a relatively clean loan, the borrower is well qualified, blah, 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 those are going through without any delay as of day one last night. And FHA loans, which are, instead of being insured, it's called endorsed by the Federal Housing Administration. At the moment, again, if it's a relatively clean loan that does not require personnel involvement at the federal level, those are going through relatively routinely. Now, within Lansdowne Woods, lest you think, oh, this doesn't affect us, roughly half of all sales in Lansdowne Woods have mortgages. So, and
Andy just recently helped one of our new residents obtain the VHDA loan that we talked about a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he worked tirelessly to get that through.
Well, and in part tirelessly. So, by the way, still on mortgages though, conventional mortgages, also as of yesterday, are going through relatively quickly. And we'll get to this other guy in a second.
Okay.
That part of mortgage verification is to get tax returns. And depending on the mortgage, the lender may need to contact the IRS with the borrower's approval with respect to tax returns. And that part of the IRS is subject to the government shutdown. Even though at the moment, if somebody wrote a contract a couple of days ago with a 30-day closing, in all likelihood, that will close on time. But if you're thinking of selling your property, or you know anyone anywhere in America who's thinking of selling their property, it would be prudent to allow more time for your buyer, the borrower, to get their loan approved. If this shutdown keeps going on for a little while longer,
write to your congressman and tell him to get off the duff and get things done.
Well, in addition to that,
let's put some pressure on him.
Yeah, but in addition to writing to your congressman and your senator, you're not upset, are you? Not in the least.
I've got wine to keep me calmed down.
Yeah, but that sellers and buyers should build into their purchase offers and sales additional time to get mortgages to closing. Because as this government shutdown drags on, there will be delays. Not yet as of day two, but there will be delays. Now, should we talk about the Virginia housing thing?
Go ahead. Tell them how wonderful you were to get that to closing.
Okay. She thought I was being wonderful. I thought it was routine. But in any case, in a prior video...
He has a lot more patience than I have sometimes.
All the time. So in a prior video, we spoke about how a few years ago the government redefined what a first-time home buyer is. It used to be somebody who... I'll put you on the spot. Well, somebody was buying a house for the first time.
Well, yes, that had never bought one before.
Yeah, and intuitively you would think a first-time home buyer was somebody who was buying a home for the first time.
Exactly.
But not
anymore.
But not anymore. Now a first-time home buyer is somebody who hasn't owned a home for 3 years.
3 years.
And so, again, most of you watching are in Lansdowne Woods, which is an over 55 active adult community. And we have a new owner resident who had been renting for 3 years.
years.
For 3 years. And so he qualified to be a first-time home buyer. But in addition to that, so we've spoken about Virginia Housing, and Virginia Housing is the new name for what used to be called
VHDA.
VHDA,
Yeah.
which stands for Virginia Housing and Development Authority.
Something like that.
Yes, but they changed their
I'm
name.
not good with acronyms.
Okay, but they changed their name.
But yeah, they do.
Yes. Well, and you went through the
Kind of
instructional.
like FERPTA and
Yeah. Hey, there could be kids watching. We don't want to talk about FERPTA. We'll tell you at the end what FERPTA is. But in any case, so this guy was, because he was a disabled veteran, was able to get through Virginia Housing, formerly called Virginia Housing Development Authority, a grant of 2% of the sale price towards closing costs. So in this case, it was a grant of $6,400 from the Commonwealth of Virginia to this buyer towards closing costs. And in addition to that, he got a 1% rate buy down from 6.5% to 5.5% for the full 30 years, thanks to Virginia Housing. You have an issue with respect to this buy down.
I have issues.
Would you like to
with
explain
that.
to our audience?
No, I wouldn't.
You
I
wouldn't.
just don't like it. I watched you struggle to get this to closing and how much time and effort you put into it. So kudos to Andy for doing that. And by the way, he looks really sharp today with his new haircut.
Okay.
He
Thank
made
you.
sure he was ready for camera.
That's right. So thank you to Kim, my stylist at Haircuttery in Ashburn, to give Kim a shameless plug.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Andy is much more enthusiastic about VHDA than I am. But it worked.
It
worked.
did work. So because it's a government program, it is more bureaucratic.
And I don't like bureaucratic.
Yes. But philosophically, if you'll pardon the pun on Phyllis, philosophically, okay, I do think that our community in Lansdowne Woods is strengthened by having more diversity. And among the things with Virginia Housing, it enables people, for example, with a lower credit score to buy. And so I'm not going to name names, but if this person is watching, this person will recognize their comment from the Lansdowne Woods Facebook group. And you may, I think you saw this comment, because this person had said that we as a seniors community didn't need these kinds of people who had mortgages. Yeah. Except that half of the buyers in Lansdowne Woods have mortgages.
Have mortgages.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in this particular case, the buyer is a disabled veteran. And the nature of the disability, I'm not going to name names, and I'm not going to say what building the person is in, because that's not really relevant.
Well, we have several disabled veterans there. Actually.
That's true. But the disabled veterans, I think that we are both thinking of,
Yeah.
have a physical disability. This guy's disability is because he saw in combat in Afghanistan the kind of inhumanity that surfaces in combat that none of us would ever want to see. And for him, he saw it and he experienced it, and it caused him to have his disability.
Yeah.
And
So we do need to help people that have served our country, really.
yeah, and so is it more bureaucratic?
Risk their life.
I mean, is the loan more bureaucratic?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Much more.
much more. And look, I appreciate the kudos from you about the additional work that it took. Anyway, because we are just about out of time, an example of what caused the delay is that in order to protect the taxpayer in Virginia, the borrower who's getting all this help has to attend a class where the Commonwealth of Virginia has put together a curriculum on personal financial management. So the very first class that this veteran signed up for was canceled.
Was canceled. And then the second class was canceled.
And then the second class.
And then Andy worked hard to get him to the third class, which happened.
Which happened.
And he got his certificate.
And he got his certificate.
And qualified him for the loan.
That qualified him for the loan. And finally closed just a couple of days before this video is being shot. So we now have, I think it makes our community better because we are more diverse. Not every homeowner is going to be able to pay all cash. That's just not realistic. And even if it were realistic, do we really want a community where every single person is sitting on a mountain of cash?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think so. I don't think so.
If that was true, I wouldn't be there. And I love it, and I love all the people that live there.
And all the people who are
And now it's
watching.
time to say, happy harvesting.
Yes, yeah. So we are out of time. Oh, we promised to say what it was. We made a joke about FERPTA, that we couldn't say what FERPTA was because there might be children. Okay. So people who are selling homes from foreign countries are required to even up with the IRS before they go to closing, or else part of their proceeds are withheld because they could leave the country and the IRS and the taxpayer could be holding the bag. So there is a law called...
It's foreign something another. It's FERPTA, but it's
called FERPTA. Yeah.
has to do with foreigners. I don't know.
It does. But the T in FERPTA is for tax. And basically it's a federal law that requires that either before closing or after, that the seller, if they're not an American citizen, basically even up their tax obligation with the IRS. Okay. So that's what FERPTA is. So it's not a dirty word that children can't hear.
No.
Psst, FERPTA. Anyway.
Happy harvesting, everybody, and it's been nice talking to you, and we will see you next week, probably.
Yes, so be sure, you can go to Google and see, just type in The Old and The Restless, and this will come up on the YouTube channel. Or you can go to the website, which is...
The Old and The Restless.
With a...
.com.
With a .com. Shall we wave behind?
He's still trying to teach me electronics. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Quick clap just so that...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, okay. I'll hold it, you clap.
You ready?
Ready.
Perfect.